Hello, people. We're going to try something a little bit different today. This Sunday, I'm going to be talking about Luke chapter 12. We've been going through the Gospel of Luke really since last November. It's been about a year now. And we're taking our time and we're being very careful to go through the Gospel of Luke verse by verse, line by line. And we're in chapter 12 now. And lots of things have happened. Jesus has said lots of things. And so what am I going to talk about this week? That's what this is about. This is me just reading through the text and seeing if there's anything that we're, maybe a little curious about. But this is what I'm going to be talking about on Sunday, although I don't know what I'm going to say yet. So I haven't written it yet. So here we go. Luke chapter 12, starting with verse 22, the heading here in my Lutheran Study Bible, the heading says, "Do not be anxious. Do not be anxious. Do not worry." Okay, so here's what Jesus says about not worrying. And he said to his disciples, them, also us, "Therefore I tell you, do not be anxious about your life." Well, what else am I going to be anxious about if I'm not going to be anxious about my life? All right, Jesus, come on now. What else you got? Do not be anxious about your life, what you will eat. I worry about what I eat all the time. I tend to eat too much of the wrong things. I tend to entertain myself by just kind of shoving stuff in my mouth. Like, that's really fun to me, is just to eat stuff. But don't worry about that. Oh, and then the next line. Because by not worrying about that, guess what happens? I create problems for myself. But he says, nor about your body. So don't worry about what you eat, and don't worry about your body. Don't worry about your life. Okay, Jesus, I'm seeing where you're going with this thing. Oh, don't worry about what you'll put on. Because for life is more than food, and the body more than clothing. Some people might not think so, and that is where a lot of our money goes. We go to work so that we can buy food and clothing, and I don't know, man. Kind of seems like we worry about this a bit. Life is more than food, the body more than clothing. Consider the ravens. Consider those ravens. Let's see what we can learn from the ravens. Here's what we know. They neither sow, they don't plant anything, nor reap, they don't harvest anything. They have neither storehouse nor barn. I think we're referring to that guy from last week. Yet God feeds them. Of how much more value are you than the birds? And which of you that are worried about your life and whatnot, which of you by being anxious can add a single hour to his span of life? Single hour. Actually, worrying would probably subtract the hours rather than add them. Might be onto something there. If then you are not able to do as small a thing as that, why are you anxious about the rest? Consider the lilies. What can we learn from the flowers? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They neither toil nor spin. I always read that as spin, like a dance move. They don't work and they don't dance. Pretty sure that's what it means. Yet I tell you, even Solomon, in all his glory, was not arrayed like one of these. But if God so clothes the grass, which is alive in the field today and tomorrow thrown into the oven, because that's where we keep the grass, in the oven, how much more will he clothe you? Oh, you of little faith. Oh, you of little faith. I like to add in God, just to make that clear. Oh, you of little faith in God. I think that cleans it up a little bit for me. That's where our faith is supposed to be. You think God can't take care of these things? And do not seek what you are to eat and what you are to drink, nor be worried. For all the nations of the world seek after these things, and your Father knows that you need them. Instead, seek his kingdom, and these things will be added to you. Seek his kingdom instead of those things, and you'll also get the things. Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions, give to the needy, provide yourself with money bags that do not grow old, with a treasure in the heavens that does not fail, where no thief approaches and no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. That's what I'm going to be talking about on Sunday. I don't really know what I'm going to say about it yet. You'll have to show up to find out, or at least tune in to the video on YouTube a little bit later after I get that put up there. What are we going to say about not worrying and things and flowers and ravens?